Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper. Today I'll be ranking the Sage abilities from Tears of the Kingdom from worst to best. Now, the Sages, I would say, are quite interesting. I think, because we haven't really seen the Sages, I think, since A Link Between Worlds. And I think when it comes to the story, I think they're good. I think they're a good part of the story. I think, even though they do kind of say the same cutscene 4 times when it comes to like their ancestors, but when it comes to when it comes to them as a whole, they all have their own different abilities that do help you throughout the course of the game. And this video I'll just be ranking them from my least favorite to my favorite. So yeah, so to start off with, for number 5 is Minoru. Now, with Minoru, I think her ability with the whole mech thing is a good idea, and is a good idea in concept. I just think that it's probably my least used one, because I think it's just because Minoru is only useful in 2 boss fights. The Seized Construct one, the one that you get Minoru for during this whole Spirit Temple, and probably the one for the head of the Yiga clan. His name I don't 100% remember at the moment. Koga, yeah, for Koga. And those are probably the 2 only boss fights that Minoru's ability is used for, and it's probably the most useful one in terms of the game. And yeah, I just not really useful in terms of anywhere outside of the game, maybe. But I think it's a good idea in concept. I just think that it just kind of falls a bit flat, in my opinion. So yeah. For number 4 is Yobo. Now Yobo, I think he's an enjoyable character. I think he kind of starts off, when you first meet him in Breath of the Wild, kind of starts off as this more timid character, and then from the events of Breath of the Wild to until you beat in the Fire Dungeon, he's a much more confident person. But when it comes to him and his ability, yeah, I think he's only useful in certain places, where if you need to like destroy certain objects and stuff like that, as well as fighting against Goma. And yeah, I think his ability where he can just roll and stuff is okay. It's just like Minoru, it's just like one of those things that kind of falls a bit flat. It just maybe if he had his because he does have Daruk's protection, because he is a descendant of Daruk. Maybe he could have something similar to that ability, maybe where he just creates like a defensive wall around you and your and any of the other sages that you might have on your party at that time. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, just with the Yobo is just it's fine, I guess. So yeah. For number 3 is Sidon. Now with him, I do enjoy how he has like it's kind of like the store version of with its ability. It's kind of like the store version of Daruk's protection, where you can actually like use it as an attack, and I do enjoy it. I think it's okay. It's like it's one of those. It's like halfway good, halfway bad. Like it's half good, half bad, and yeah, I do enjoy it. Like how it's a protective barrier, and you can also use it as an attack. It's just fine. It's fine, and I do like how it can be used against some of the enemy, or it can be used against like stuff like the main boss of the dungeon, and as well as the Mocto Rock that you see. But I feel like if you have enough Choo Choo jellies or splash fruits, then it'll be like almost useless, the ability. But with Sidon, I think it's just one of those like it's good for some bits, but there are some bits that are good in other places, like Sidon's ability can't be able to be used. So yeah. For number 2 is Riju's ability. Now with Riju, I think her ability is it's pretty good. It's pretty useful. It's kind of like Yobo's ability where you can use it to destroy stuff like blocked walls and stuff like that. And yeah, I think it's really good for like if you're like in if you got like a bunch of enemies around you, like one of those monster forces that you might see every now and again. It's very good for clearing a bunch of those enemies, and yeah, I just think it's a really good like wide range of an attack, and yeah, it's just one of those abilities that's like really useful. It's kind of like how Abertus Fury is useful in Breath of the Wild. This Regis ability is kind of reminds me of that. So yeah, and for number one is Tulin's ability. Now with Tulin's ability, I think it's probably the most useful one out of any of these other Sage abilities, because it kind of reminds me. It's kind of like Rivali's Gale, but instead of going up in the air, you're just going from side to side. You're basically going forward, basically. And with Tulin, I think he has probably the most useful ability, kind of like how Rivali has the most useful ability in Breath of the Wild, because they can give you an extra bit of momentum, and that's really good. And that's really, I think that's what I think actually it is. It's kind of hard to explain because like with the abilities, they are all useful in their own rights, but with Tulin, I think his ability is probably the most useful one because it just helps you get to places a lot quickly, and it just really helps and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's been me ranking the Sage abilities from worst to best. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.